Alright, bet. So what's up, gang? Welcome back. So I have this whole issue about Shanks and Pella again. Like a lot of Nigerians have been discussing, Shanks is bigger than Pella. Pella is bigger than Shanks. Okay, yeah, needs to just calm the fuck down. I feel like Shanks is on this level, on this phase, whereby it might overtake Pella very soon. Like soon, if Pella is not careful or if Pella is not like putting in the work, I feel like Shanks might overtake Pella very soon. I understand when I see people say Shanks is the biggest streamer, but before you can beat Pella, you have to like do some things that he has done, or like outnumber or outdo some things that he has done. You have to like break some things or break some record that Pella hasn't break. You can't just say Shanks is the biggest streamer because he's in America or because he's collabing with Kai Cenat. You know one thing about Nigerians, once Nigerians see you in any other country, as long as that country is not Nigeria, they feel like you're bigger than everybody in Nigeria. I can keep it they being with child. I don't give a fuck what child say. Shanks got his motion. Like Shanks is really going crazy, right? But I don't think Shanks is bigger than Pella. And I think we have this mentality about anybody that is abroad is doing better than anybody that is in Nigeria. I'm going to keep it they being with child. I don't give a fuck what child say. Pella is the biggest streamer in Nigeria. But I'm going to be very honest at the same time. Shanks is on this phase whereby Shanks is on this phase or is on this level whereby it might be the biggest streamer in Nigeria or in Africa. If Pella is not careful. Shanks might be the biggest streamer in Africa or in Nigeria if Pella is not careful. And one thing about this whole issue you have to understand is I understand that Shanks is really going fast and Shanks is really going wild, but when you are talking about career, building of career, nobody actually gives a fuck about Pella until it started blowing up. This is one thing about Nigerian celebrity. None of Nigerian celebrities gives a fuck about you until you start popping, until you start going lit. Pella has to build his own career on his own. Right from the beginning of his Shanks career, Kai Cenat has been biggest supporter of Shanks. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Right from the beginning of Shanks career, now Kai Cenat don't support Shanks. But Pella had to build his own streaming career on his own because nobody in the Nigerian entertainment gives a fuck about you until you are becoming to like really go big or you are becoming to really go crazy. That's when you see the video coming to stream with you. You see Olamide coming to stream with you. Or in normal norms, if you are just building your career, they don't give a fuck about you. But when they see that you are blown, they feel like okay, they can gain something from you or you can gain something from them, whatever shit they got going on. Sure, you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to disrespect any artist or anybody in the entertainment game, but that's just the reality of the entertainment. If you are not lit in Nigeria, nobody gives a fuck about you. And that is where Shanks had the upper hand because at the very beginning of Shanks' career, he had the support of Kai Cenat, the biggest streamer in Africa. And I think that's the one of the reasons why people feel like Shanks is bigger than Pella, which I don't think Shanks is bigger than Pella yet. I don't think Shanks is bigger than Pella yet, but I think it might be bigger very soon if Pella is not careful. If Pella is not careful, it might be bigger very soon. We have this mentality. Like, let me just give you an example. You know that one thing about Nigerians is once they see you doing something outside of Nigeria, they feel like everybody that is doing that thing within Nigeria, you are better than them. That's the whole thing that is happening between Shanks and Pella. Because Shanks is streaming abroad, they feel like Shanks is better than Pella because Pella is streaming in Nigeria. And the numbers and the stuff Pella has been able to put up, Shanks never even reached like 3% of them. Let's keep this shit debating with ourselves. I think Pella is still the biggest. And I think Shanks is like probably number 2 or number 3 because Enzo is also going crazy. You understand? The support that Shanks had, Pella never had it. I'm going to keep this shit with you. At the beginning of Shanks' career, he has been receiving support. All this collaboration that Shanks was able to do with Kai Cenat, DDG, In Their Love, and all these like American streamers. Pella did not have the opportunity, and I feel like one of the biggest mistakes that Pella actually made in this whole issue, where they vex me past, we say, why you no go apply for streaming university? If Pella had actually applied for streaming university, the rate at which Pella will grow will be more faster than Shanks, because Shanks is just trying to grow on Twitch. Shanks is a YouTuber, or let me just say is a skit maker that diverted into being a streamer. So it's going to be hard for Shanks to grow. But you that you're already a streamer, imagine you not getting admission to the streaming university. Your growing will be crazy because you have a lot of fan base on TikTok already. So you can just like pull them over to Twitch. Like, yeah, understand what I'm saying. I hope you understand what I'm saying though. What y'all think about this whole issue about Shanks and Pella? I just want to know what y'all think. I don't think Shanks is the biggest. I think Pella is still the biggest though. I think y'all need to like calm the fuck down. Pella is still the biggest biggest streamer in Nigeria. Facts. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Pella is the biggest. But I think Pella has to be really, really careful, and really, he needs to be really putting in the work. So you understand. But this problem, or this whole issue of Nigerians, like anybody we don't do something outside of Nigeria, now go they carry am like saying na God. Shank stream with SkySenet, he's streaming in America, he has international audience. Okay, he has international audience. Okay, Pella has national audience. Can Shanks pull up 200 and something thousand people on his Twitch, even on his TikTok? Let's keep this shit with ourselves. Let's stop like this fuckery. This thing is fuckery. Yeah, I need to like get off this boy dick for real. I'm not a big fan of Pella, but in this whole issue that who is better and who is the biggest, I think Pella is currently the biggest, but might be dethroned soon by Shanks, because Shanks has everything it takes to be the biggest streamer in Nigeria. Even he has the whole support of the American streamers, and like he's going to be streaming with the video very soon. So you understand? So things which Pella don't they do, Shanks don't they do them. So if Pella is not careful, I think it's just a matter of time. For real. What y'all think about this issue? It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, man. What y'all think about this issue? It's just a matter of time. I think Pella needs to like really start putting in some work. Really start going crazy. She understand? Like Pella is self-made. Pella is, in terms of streaming, Pella is self-made. In terms of skits and comic, Shanks is self-made. But in terms of streaming, Shanks had the support of the biggest streamer in the world at the very beginning of his career. So don't. That's the only reason why this comparison is coming up. And one of the reasons why this comparison is coming up, and Shanks is better than Pella, Pella is better than Shanks, is because Pella did not actually have applied for that streaming university. If Pella had applied for that streaming university, all these things wouldn't be coming up, because Pella would be the biggest streamer, because Shanks wouldn't even stand a chance. And there's every tendency that Pella might get admitted into the streaming university. And I'll tell you for a fact, the one reason why Shanks got admitted into the streaming university is because he had a kind of connection, or he had the kind of good relationship with SkySenet. It's not because he's a good streamer. Pella is a good streamer than Shanks, but at this point, I think Shanks is becoming a good streamer than Pella, because Shanks is very entertaining compared to Pella. Let's keep it shit with ourselves. What y'all think about this whole issue? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share.